Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Make the Music. We are in part 11 of our series, Building Our Song from Scratch. We're in the final one. We're finishing up the artwork, and then we're going to release this song. So if you made it this far, congratulations. I'd like to hear where you're putting your release and where I can find it. If you're doing this in the future, comment as well, because I might come back and check and see if you finished some music. But I finished a song. I did it in over these 11 weeks. It was fun. Good process. Now I'm going to go over just how I build out artwork for my tracks and upload them to DistroKid, which is my distribution service. So let's look at it here. What artwork am I using for this song? I'm using this artwork here, and the app I'm using is an app called Canva, and this is free. You can get it. You can use the online builder. You can download the app. I have Canva Pro, but they have a bunch of amazing templates that you can use to build out your album art. You can see them all here on the left. So depending on your track and style, they have a bunch of different templates that you can use to get started. You can swap out images, text, but they have really great fonts, colors, and things to get started. So what I did in Canva is I just looked up some templates. I found this darkness template, and I was like, that was cool. I like the text. I'm going to use that. However, I didn't like the background picture. I didn't feel like it matched. So I added Dark Side, which is the name of the track, and my name at the bottom because I like the text there. But I wanted to mess with the picture. So what I did in Canva is I went to elements. You can search elements. I basically just looked up face hood and I found this image here. And I was like, this is a great image. I'm going to zoom in, overlay the text on it. That's what I did here. Pretty straightforward. I kind of kept zooming in until I liked how it was oriented. I was like, that's pretty cool, but a little generic. Someone else could make that. So what I also did was add some red and blue overlay, and I just messed with the transparency on it, and I messed with the colors till it kind of gave a cool contrast. And so that's how I got my album art. It was pretty simple. Sometimes I spend a lot more time doing this, but for this track, I was like, hey, this works pretty well. You could take a photo of yourself if you're good at taking photos and doing things with that. I'm not necessarily super skilled in that regard, so I like to use stock images whenever possible. But for sometimes I like to use real photos that I've taken. I've done that before. Or if you have artist friends or people take photos and you want to take photos for your material, I think that's great too, because it could be 100% unique. But for this, I found some great stock art that I could utilize, filled in the text, and then add some overlays. And so that was pretty straightforward. I downloaded that as a PNG. I have my WAV file that I rendered out for my master, so I have everything I need. So now I'm on DistroKid, which I've had a membership to for a while. It's pretty affordable for musicians who want to just upload and distribute their music. They distribute the music basically to anywhere you can think of. So this is all my releases that I've done. I'm going to upload music in DistroKid. So it tells you all the different services that it can be utilized on. That's fine. It's one song. It's a single. It hasn't been released before. It's going to be under my name. I already have artist profiles for this. I'm not going to put it under my Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. I want to set the release date here. You can set that to whatever you want. I'm just going to set it to the date that I'm filming this video here. So now I'm going to go, yes, English language, primary genre. I would say it's rock. Would be the best description of it. You can put an optional secondary genre. I'll just say pop is the secondary genre here. And then I have a folder of my master WAV file and my album art. So I'm going to drag that in here. Album cover, it recommends 3000 by 3000. I have 14 by 1400. This should work fine. DistroKid will send you an email if your album art doesn't work. This can also be swapped out later after your release. So now I'm going to go to track title. Dark Side is one word. To make it look cooler, I might go with all caps here, just to add a little bit of punch to the title. You can do whatever you want there. That's what I'm doing with this one. Add featured artist. There's no featured artist. This isn't some sort of secondary version. And now I'm going to upload my audio file. Here we go. It's a WAV file. You can upload MP3, but I would recommend using a WAV file. So, okay, so I wasn't able to drag it in. So let me go here, select the file. Great. So that looks like, okay, so it has the file selected. Great. So it has the file selected. They've updated DistroKid since I've last uploaded something. So there we go. I wrote this song correct, and then I get to put in my name here as songwriter. That you can tell them if there's explicit lyrics or not. There isn't in mine. This isn't a radio edit or instrumental. And then preview clip start time, you can specify where the good part is. I'm just going to let the streaming services do it. and then you can look at list a track price. And they have all these other extras. I'm not like some sort of big time artist, so I don't get any of these extras, but you sure can if you want to. This will distribute it to YouTube Music, non-standard capitalization. That's fine. So I just accept all of these, and then you basically say, "Hey, this is my music. I didn't steal this," and then you go submit. So it's pretty straightforward there. Filling out the artwork, and then I'll give you an update on how it's uploading. It's uploading pretty quickly here. So pretty straightforward. Use something like Canva. I'm sure there's other apps that do this, but I'm just so used to using Canva. It's free. Download it, get started with some images, put in some text, get an album art. If you've never done this, just do your best. Don't stress and worry so much about it. I've done a lot of this. I like how this artwork works. And then get a service like DistroKid. There's also many. I know CD Baby and others are services that do this as well. I found DistroKid to be the most reliable. I haven't had any problems with it in distribution, and it's not super expensive. You could also just release it to SoundCloud or release it for free, or just put it out on your YouTube channel if you want, right? You don't have to release it on DistroKid, right? But this is going to distribute to all the different streaming services. Okay, so they're trying to get me to pay for extra mastering. No, use my original version. My original master sounds totally fine. And it's done, and it's going to be released and in stores. So when this is finally released, I will leave a link. I'm actually going to leave a link in the description right now. You can check out my track Dark Side that I created in my home studio over 11 steps. I showed you every process, part of the process here, showed you as much as I could. If you released a track, leave it down below. I would love to listen to it, or just give feedback on this challenge or you trying this challenge in general. I would love to hear your thoughts. But the point of this channel the point of this challenge for me doing this was did I create the best song ever? No, I didn't. Did I create the absolute best sounding song ever? I don't think I did, but this shows you the capabilities that you have in your home studio. If I can do this over 11 weeks, and it really wasn't that crazy of a time commitment, using basic gear, some guitars I have, an interface, a $80 microphone, and I got a track sounding of this quality. I think it sounds pretty good. Just using some tools that I have and a DAW, that just shows you guys who are probably much more talented than me have a ton of options available to you, have a ton of space to just create amazing sounding art and music. And this is what I'm trying to do with this challenge. Inspire you to commit to over a couple months. This is basically 2 months that I did this challenge. Commit to creating a track in the 11 steps that I outlined. You should be able to do it using your talents and abilities. Use some of the tips that I taught you here and my other hundreds of videos on my channel where I teach you how to record and mix your own music. To get a great sounding track, it's totally accomplishable in the home studio. There's no barrier between you and creating amazing sounding music. And that was the point of this challenge, is that I can have an idea in my head and get it out there. My only limitation is my talent and how good my ideas are, which is great because I can always work on that. Gear and studio time and things like that, thousands of dollars isn't the limitation anymore. And that was the point of this challenge. So anyways, thank you for joining me in this challenge. Like I said, leave a comment down below. Check out my track if you would like. Thank you for listening along. And anyways, I'll see you guys next time in a future video.